Yeah, my earliest memory is the first time I listened to music at our house in Glen Ellen. We used to refer to it as the Gray House. I was diagnosed when I was 9 years old. I can't remember who it was precisely who diagnosed me, but it was around age 9 I started hearing the term Asperger syndrome. I don't really think I understood what it was or what it meant. I don't really remember what my reaction to it was. It didn't really mean anything to me. It was just sort of like an answer as to why I couldn't communicate with other people that easily. Like I wasn't very interested in socializing with other people my age or trying to make friends or something. And I remember very vividly, growing up, my mother, every time I came home from school, my mother would ask me, "Did you socialize at all today? Did you talk to anyone today?" And most days there would be like a no, and then some days there'd be, yeah, there was someone I sat with, we talked a bit. So the number of people didn't really seem to matter as much, just so long as I was actually able to talk to someone. I mean, I would try to say things, and they would often sort of float over them, like they couldn't really understand what I was saying or what I was talking about. I learned early on that you shouldn't talk about something like Asperger syndrome with other children, because they weren't going to understand it either, and they would make fun of the word. They would make fun of the word Asperger. So I learned quickly that that was not something you talked about. There was definitely noticed that I had a different way of speaking. I mean, children used to make fun of the way that I spoke, and I could never understand why they were laughing at me. And there were times I just became anxious about everything. If I became terrified of something, I would just shut down and sit in the corner or something because I didn't want to deal with anything. I mean, the only real thing I was known as in school was the kid who could draw. So that was one thing that nobody gave me a hard time about, was the ability to draw. I mean, there are times that I do, especially recently, that I do wish that I could function a little more fluidly, like with communicating with people. I also wish I was better at accepting what made me different from other people, because there was a period that I started to realize just how different I was. Having to live in New York, having to live on my own, having to go off to college away from home, it's definitely helped me out. I think gradually I got better. I can't let it stop me in any way. I can't let it stop my life. I mean, there are things that I want to do that if they do come true, they will ultimately cause a bit of discomfort. It's something that I don't think will ever go away. But I think as I become more aware of it, it's something that I'm just going to have to learn to live with it. It's something I think about every day.